All right.
All right, welcome back to the Hometown Huddle podcast. This is episode number 3. We're happy people are listening. We took a week off of recording for a good reason, and that was because my wife was having a baby last week. At this time, right now, we were literally getting in the car a week ago to head to the hospital. And then our baby was born. We had a girl a day later, so we were in the hospital for a while. But yep, 7:18 p.m. on the 13th of November. So we took a little time. Everybody had to adjust, but we now have some uncles and a grandpa on this podcast, which is exciting. And for the first time ever, our sister Chloe, now an aunt, very exciting. She's joining us. So Caleb, our brother, couldn't be here tonight. His team, Central Washington, made the D2 playoffs, and they're on the road this week. So their schedule got moved up a little bit, and so he's not here, but Chloe will be filling in for him, and we're really excited to have her. So Chloe, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell people a little bit just about your experience with being the only girl with a bunch of brothers and anything about football or sports that you want to throw in there, like your experience as far as playing. Like, what sports do you play? What sports do you like? Let us hear it.
Okay. My name is Chloe. I am not the youngest, but almost. I've got 4 older and 1 younger brother. I play volleyball and golf, and I used to play basketball. And yeah, I mean, being the only girl, I love it. I wouldn't trade any of you for a sister, but no. I don't know.
Yeah, you're content with having a niece instead of a sister.
Yes, definitely.
That's good. I'm glad.
I like
sisters-in-law.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
you
like
sisters-in-law.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
don't mind being Caleb's sister, Corbin's sister. I think it's cool.
Yeah, yes.
You want a sister, trust me. I've got one and she sucks.
You don't get.
I'm just kidding.
You don't get a lot of.
I'm just kidding. I love having a sister.
Yeah, having a sister's great. I remember we're really excited. We'll get into all of that. So, I mean, today we're going to discuss some football and sports things, but probably get into kind of the dynamics of the sister in the family relationship and how the family support's important in football and kind of Chloe's perspective on small town sports and things. But first, we'll kind of get into some stuff from the past couple weeks sports wise. Corbin, you had an intramural game tonight. Tell us how it went.
We lost 14-12.
14-12?
Yeah, pretty less than stellar quarterback play in the first half. Got us down 14-0. Played really good defense the second half. Made some substitutions at the QB spot. And mounted a few really good drives. Just couldn't get it done at the end. I got called for a offensive pass interference trying to moss a kid on the last play, and what do you
Man,
that's a bummer.
So you guys done?
Done, cooked.
Oh,
season over. What round of the playoffs? How close were you guys?
That was quarterfinals.
Okay, yeah, not bad. Not a bad showing. The word on the street is that it was a former Connell quarterback in the first half, and doing the best he could, and then had to switch to a Royal quarterback in the second half to kind of try and make a comeback.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's not a good place for a Royal quarterback to necessarily be in the second half with Connell guys.
Not even a Royal quarterback, really, a Royal receiver.
Royal receiver had to step in.
Yeah. But it's tough in flag football. If your quarterback plays good, your team wins. If your quarterback plays bad, you lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for those who don't know, so BYU intramural flag football, I think a lot of people start to know a little more of the rules of flag football because it's going to be in the Olympics in this next one. But it's 7 players, and the field, it's 80 yards long. You get a first down every 20 yards. But you can get, so it's like there's a first down line every 20 yards. But if you get a first down, it could be 1st and 5 potentially, right? End zones are 10 yards long. It's a little more narrow of a field too, kind of proportional to its length. And you have 7 players on each side, and everybody's an eligible receiver, and there's no contact on blocking. You kind of have to set screens and stuff. So The number one
Can
penalty
you
I
rush?
remember. You can rush, right? But you can't make contact. Like, you can't touch the blockers. So blockers and
Yep.
rushers can't touch each other. So it's kind of a footwork thing. So you'd see guys who were good offensive linemen who could like move well, actually could be pretty good blockers if they
Yeah.
had good footwork. But like rushers, he was just basically your fastest guy because a lot of like if you had a guy that played D-line, they would always try to use their hands, and it's a penalty. Like you can't touch them. So number one penalty I remember calling was flag guarding. That's a really hard one for people to not do. So you're not allowed to like stiff arm or bat people's hands away from the flags. You just have to juke. So pretty fun sport, but can be kind of dumb at times. Once you play, you're like, okay, yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's good. So we'll see what people think when it goes to the Olympics, what it's really like.
Man, that's too bad, Corb. That's a bummer.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
From rank number 1 to out in the quarters.
yeah, it's been a pretty disappointing last couple games, but
Oh, well.
what are you going to do?
That's
Nothing
all right.
on. Got a tournament on Saturday at Turkey Bowl for $5,000, so just gonna
The big purse.
There you
Nice.
go. That's way better than a T-shirt. You can buy a lot of T-shirts with that.
a lot of t-shirts.
There you go. Awesome. Sounds a lot like BYU's game this week. Also, a little bit frustrating of a finish. Similar. I was.
Did they lose?
Yeah, they lost. It's freaking stupid.
Oh,
Drives you crazy.
it was so frustrating. Man, it does drive me crazy. I was so excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just been
Like probably one of the
disheartening.
more winnable games they've had. Like they just like some of those other ones they were getting like they were playing good teams. Like Utah's defense is good. Oklahoma State's good. I mean, I know their record's not that good, but they have some guys. They should be better than they are. And so,
Yeah.
but Kansas is really not that good. The quick pooch punt thing that hit the BYU guy in the face, and then it's just laying on the ground on like the 10-yard line. The other BYU guy jumps on it, nobody around him, jumps on it, and it just squirts out, of course, closer to the end zone, and Kansas just jumps right on it and scores. It's just like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me with this. Of all this stupid crap, it's like just hold on to the ball. Drives me crazy. That's what I told the kids on JV this year. I mean, this is how simple this is, just like a JV thing. But I'm like, we'll throw interceptions. Like that's gonna happen when we're trying to throw the ball. Like that's just a reality. Like we're trying to be aggressive. But if you don't fumble, like if you just don't fumble, we're probably gonna win like every single game, right? If you look at every game where people have a lot of struggles, I feel like it comes down to fumbles. Like it drives me so crazy. Like I can't. It's like it's hold the ball, hold on to it, catch the ball. Nobody around you. Like I understand if there's a big pile up and you can't jump on it, but nobody around you. How did you not jump on that? Who knows? Drives me crazy.
Didn't even need to jump on it. Like just pick it up and
Yeah.
fall.
Yeah, it's like you
Not
freaking
a soul.
dove and it squirts out in chest right. I mean, on the 2-yard line. And then another thing that drives me crazy is they get the ball back. Right, with 2 minutes left. They're driving down the field. They hit like a slant or a post or whatever to Roberts. And they get down inside the 20 in the red zone again. And there's like a minute 30. And they're like, well, let's take a couple running plays to like so the other team has to waste their timeouts. And then it's like, cool, now it's 4th and 10. Like you forgot you had to score. That stuff drives me crazy. I'm like, play defense. Like play the whole game. You score and there's a minute 20 left, but you couldn't play defense. Well, okay. Yeah, you really should have ran the clock down more.
4th and 10, and let's throw an 8-yard.
Yeah, 8-yard hitch or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And the speed option into the short side of the field. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing because UW did that too against Wazoo. It was like 4th and goal, and they ran a speed option into the short side of the field and just got blown up. Like I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what the idea is with those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it did work. They ran one against Utah, and it was really good, but it was a little.
It's not that hard to guard when you know it's coming. They just knew it was coming.
Yeah, and when you're, closer down to the end zone too, because they were on like the 15-yard line, inside the 15, I think, and so defense is maybe a little more compressed than it would be otherwise, and so people are flying up a lot faster. Whereas I think against Utah they were way out on like the 40 or 50, and anyways, who knows? Frustrating loss. Too bad. But a lot of good things to be happy about this week. For me, obviously having a daughter, it's pretty exciting. Everybody
And
else.
us.
Yes, it's exciting for you guys too. You guys haven't been around her as much, obviously, because I live here with her. But she's really good. She's really pleasant. She doesn't really cry too much. She sleeps a lot, which I guess is what newborns do, which is good. But she's good.
Yep.
She gets up and, eats multiple times a night. My wife is really the one who's pretty amazing with it. I don't really do that much, She's feeding her and holding her. And I hold her too. I pretty much change all her diapers. That's my job. Cassidy's happy to do it, but I just have kind of taken, I'm like, that's something I can do, that I can be proactive about. So I try to do that. And it's just funny.
Okay, I don't think you've said name and details yet.
So, name's Lacey is her name. Details, she is 6 days old. She's 8 pounds, 7 ounces, 21 inches long. So that's cool. We just had her check up the other day, and she was good. So babies lose a lot of their, newborn weight, pretty quick. And then you have to get them back up to their birth weight. But she only lost, a few ounces, so that was good. Because they're like, oh, man, if she loses more than a certain amount, then, you have to supplement with formula and do all these different things we didn't really necessarily want to do. But they said she was perfect at her checkup. She's got a lot of hair, which is funny. Because Cash and Chloe, I both remember having a decent amount of hair, but she has way more. So it's just kind of funny. But she's really good as far as babies go. She doesn't cry that much. She responds really well if you just hold her and, feed her and burp her and do all that stuff. She's great. So
Awesome.
far so good. Yeah, pretty dang exciting. So, the weird thing has just been being on paternity leave, I guess, from school. The first bunch of days, you're like, oh yeah, this is good because I need all sorts of time, and your wife's just super, knocked out, recovering physically from giving birth, which is a crazy process and an amazing thing that happens. But then, Cassidy's, getting her strength back, recovering a little more. Obviously not a ton, and she's good. I've even told her, you don't have to be up and doing a ton of stuff. Take your time, recover. But you're kind of after a few days, you're like, oh, man, I don't know what to do with myself. So
Yeah.
just kind of interesting. But it's good. It's great. I've cooked a lot, cleaned a lot. Mostly just cleaned up what I've cooked. I can't say I've cleaned a lot of extra stuff, but it's good. And just relaxed and held the baby and do different things. So,
NFL Sunday is going to be awesome.
Sunday's going to be awesome. Are you coming? Are you getting here on Sunday?
No, you just can sit and watch football and eat.
Sort of. I don't know. I haven't hardly watched any NFL Sunday.
Saturday it would be awesome too, man.
If Corbin was here, it'd be awesome.
No, we're talking for you.
What do you mean?
You don't have anything to go do other than watch a baby and change diapers. You can watch football all day long.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I haven't even hardly watched any. The desire hasn't been there, I guess, which is weird because I was really watching a lot the past few weeks. Anyways, I don't know. We're tailing off into who knows what here.
All right.
But,
Yep.
yes, I am looking forward. I need stuff to do. That's where I'm at. So here we're doing this podcast. This is my thing to do. I'm going to really edit this up nice and take out all this part where I'm just rambling. Just kidding. I'm not editing it. Sorry, people. You get to hear all this. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit. Speaking of birth, let's get to Chloe. So I'm going to share my experience. So Chloe was born on the day of my first ever football game that I played in. First ever tackle football game. I guess we played flag football and stuff, and that was an experience. But my first ever tackle football game when I was in 7th grade, and it was pretty fun. So I got up that morning, and you wear your jersey to school, and I was like, all right, I got to wear my jersey to school. And I wasn't good, and I was in 7th grade, and I remember I got up, and it was time to go to school, and I could hear Mom go, Larry? And he's like, oh, what's going on? She's like, I think my water broke. I was like, oh, geez. And we lived close enough to school. I think I just walked. So I just walked over to school, and I was like, oh, well, I guess maybe she'll have the baby or something today. But I didn't know. I kind of expected her to. And then we were out there standing in line for the Pledge of Allegiance or National Anthem. I can't remember. The band would come out and play sometimes for the middle school. This is in Idaho. This wasn't in Royal. And Dad just came down on the sideline and said, "Your mom had the baby. Pretty exciting." Not exactly in those words, but it was really kind of crazy because you're like, "Oh man, we got this game, and now I have a sister." And I was way more excited about the sister because it was my first ever 7th grade football game, and I'll tell you what, I didn't know the difference between offense and defense. I don't even know if I played because I don't know if we had a B team game because I was in 7th grade, and how it worked was they had a heavyweight team and a lightweight team in the middle school. And so 7th and 8th grade was combined. You had heavyweight. So if you were over, I think it was 115 pounds, you were on heavyweight. And if you were under 115, you were on lightweight. And that was a terrible system because you had all these little dudes who were probably like, 115 pounds in 7th grade and maybe had the potential to grow a little bit and be like a running back or a receiver, but they had to play like center and guard. And so they just didn't play football anymore after that. They're like, I'm not playing in high school. I'm not going to go be killed and be a center. It was a really stupid system. But that's Idaho for you. Not to hate on Idaho, but there's a lot of things over there. You're like, what are they even doing? I think it's like the worst education state in the country, and you can see why. They're like, yeah, anyways. Idaho. But Chloe, you're from Idaho, which is exciting. But anyway, Chloe, I remember...
Not educated in Idaho.
Not educated in Idaho. She
Yeah,
is
harder than that.
Royal City educated. Doesn't get much better than that. But anyway, so all of that to say, Chloe, your entire life has been going to brothers' football games, literally with 0 breaks. Has there been any time in your life where there hasn't been a brothers' football game to go to?
I mean, no, not besides recently, I guess. I don't think
Been days, but
Yeah.
not much longer than that.
Like a week, maybe.
Maybe 1 week of a season where you haven't had to go to a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about what's your earliest memory of football and going to games?
Ooh. I remember when Chase broke his was it his collarbone? I remember Chase breaking his collarbone. I don't really remember any details. I just remember he got hurt. I don't know what would be my chronologically earliest.
What year was that, Chase?
That was my junior year, so that was 2014.
Whoa. So
or I guess it would have been
2013.
It would have been
13?
The end of 2013.
So Chloe would have just turned 6.
Yeah.
That'd be about 11 years ago this week, I think, because wasn't that a quarterfinal game?
Yeah, it was. Yep.
So Chloe was 6, and she remembers going to Moses Lake and watching Royal play and Chase breaking his collarbone.
Yeah.
What's been what's been your favorite memory of watching your brothers?
Better not be the same one.
The same one when Chase got hurt.
No, I think my favorite. After when did Caleb win state most recently? What year was that?
2019.
2019. When after Caleb won and we just watching Dad and Caleb hug after the game and they're both crying, I think that was pretty cool. Seeing everybody like in tears and all the pictures and that stuff, because I was a little bit older then and I think I understood more like the work that went into it, especially for Caleb. Yeah. And that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely fun to see. Do you have any experiences? So this is my thing of us coming to your games. What is that like for you? Because I mean, we try to go to as many as we can. Being older, I know Chase. I mean, Corbin doesn't even live around here, but Chase and I know have tried to go to some as we can, but with having family responsibilities and stuff. But what's that like for you? Do you feel like there's more pressure when your siblings, like your older siblings, are at your game?
I'm good enough. It doesn't.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, it's just you and Chase. I mean, if Caleb was there.
Yeah, if Caleb, if some good athlete was there, it'd make a big difference.
No, I don't think there's any extra pressure. I really appreciate it when you come. I mean, I notice when you're there, and it's like, oh yay. I'd like to do well, but I don't think it's like, oh no.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, so let's talk about your sports that you play. So you play volleyball and golf. So how long have you been playing volleyball?
Forever, since I don't know when I would have started, but AAU teams with my friends and kind of friends' moms as coaches since I was a little girl, and then I've just been playing. I didn't play my sophomore year because of some health problems, but every year besides that, I've played volleyball.
Nice. Cool. What are there positions? I don't even know how it works.
Yes, there are positions.
What position are you?
I'm
there's
a
like
middle.
setter. Okay, middle. Nice.
Yeah, I'm a middle, which means I only play front row, and then it's usually the tallest person on the team because your job is usually blocking and then hitting.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I've always been a middle.
Nice. Yeah, you've always been pretty tall, I feel like.
Yeah.
Which it'll be interesting to see if Lacey's that way. I mean, Cassidy's not very tall, so who knows?
No.
And I'm not necessarily the tallest. I'm 6 feet tall, but I guess the rest of you are freaking huge, so that doesn't help. And Cash is certainly on his way.
Yep.
Cash is getting a little too tall.
Yeah, he's getting big.
Cash said anything yet?
No, he's on mute.
Not anymore.
There we go.
How tall are you?
It's so you can't hear him rage over his football.
Are you 5'5" yet, Cash?
Oh, yeah.
How tall
I'm
are you?
past that.
What are you at?
I don't know.
Okay.
You just know you're past 5'5".
I know I'm past that, but I don't know. It's hard to tell growing so fast. I can't tell
Yeah.
what I'm at. So, Cash, what's it like for you having an older sister?
Pretty good. I always just do stuff for her.
Yeah.
Pretty much your life, huh?
Does she make you do stuff?
Hey, I had to make popcorn every single day
Yeah.
That is
for
a
4
lot.
people, so you're lucky.
So, yeah, Chloe. This is what we do,
Now
Chloe. This wasn't
now
necessarily the
the bag
nicest
is
thing ever. I think she made microwave popcorn like one time. Was this in COVID or was this before when we were just like I was home for Christmas break?
It was before.
It was before, yeah. We were like home for Thanksgiving and Christmas break and stuff. And we'd be like, Chloe, can you make us popcorn? Because we just didn't want to go upstairs and pop the popcorn. And she's like, oh, I don't want to. We're like, Chloe, you make the best popcorn. Like, I don't know what it is, but you make the best one. And she would be like know that we're kind of just joking with her, but at the same time, kind of be like, oh, okay. Like, and so she'd always have to go up and press the button on the microwave to pop the popcorn because she made the best microwave popcorn and probably still does. We'll find out next weekend at Thanksgiving when everybody's here. And we'll do an in-person podcast.
We've got a microwave downstairs now, so it's not.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
what?
easier. Wow,
Yeah.
living in the
Pop our own
lap of
popcorn,
luxury,
then.
huh?
Yeah.
The things that happen when your parents get old when you're the younger siblings. 2 microwaves in the house. You might get a microwave in your room
On
pretty
this
soon.
one?
Pretty amazing.
On this one, you don't even have to click 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
You can just click
the
popcorn.
button.
Oh, jeez. It's getting too advanced.
Not
Well,
only
you're, not,
the lug.
you're not even having to put in any effort anymore. It doesn't sound right. I think we need to
Except
take
for
it
you
both
have
ways.
to get up, you have to go over to the popcorn, you have to take it out of the jar, you have to put
Okay.
it, unravel, you have to put it in the microwave, you have to close the microwave.
In the jar. Yeah, I
you
know.
have
It's so
Cash-
funny. You have to get it out of the jar. There's a freaking huge. I know exactly what they're talking about. It's a huge glass jar full of different. Like there's 3 or 4 jars that are full of snacks. So popcorn and granola bars, and there's a fridge full of juice
A
and
jar of popcorn
drinks.
makes more sense. It's not my popcorn. If you were like popping it on a pan, and it'd be like, yeah, scoop some out of the jar. You just got bagged with popcorn.
Yeah, it's a jarred bag of popcorn. Cash, does Chloe still do the thing? We would do this to everybody. Well, because mom and dad would probably do this to us, the older siblings, but where they'd be like, can you go get this thing for me out of the other room? They'd be like, I'll time you and see how fast you can do it.
Cash doesn't fall for that anymore.
Now he's getting too old
I
for that
didn't know
one.
I was like 5.
I feel like he did that like a
Because
year
Cash
ago.
knows he's the slowest. He'll never beat my time.
Yeah, I could do it way fast. And then he'd come back and be like, how long did it take? And you're like, I don't even know, dude. I didn't count. I forgot. We'll get you on the next one. Cash doesn't have to worry about any of the little brother things, like the, like where you'd, like, playing video games and the little brother wants to play, so you'd, like, have to fake plug in the other controller. We do that to Corbin. We do that to Caleb mostly, I think, because Corbin was too smart for that. Or having to
Caleb
take
wasn't.
turns. on the Xbox, Cash? You don't even know what it was like having to wait for your turn to play your NBA 2K My Player game.
Yeah, Cash will just pause that thing. He'll just pause it and walk away for a while. You couldn't
It's like,
do that.
you couldn't do that or you were toast.
Somebody else is taking it. Yeah.
Or you were toast. Oh, man. Cash,
So different.
so with Chloe being your older sister, do you feel like, I don't know, what does it mean to you when she comes to your games? Is it cool? Is it exciting for you? Or are you just kind of like, it's whatever?
Yeah.
I like it when she comes to my games because she never comes to them, but then when she does, it's really meaningful to me.
Oh, what a sweet moment.
Heartfelt.
I come to your games.
Getting sappy here.
Yeah, it's really meaningful to me. It is tough. I mean, now that they're playing, Cash is in middle school, Chloe's in high school, so the games overlap a lot. It was a little different back in the day when, Cash was in Grid Kids and the games would be at different times, and so. So let's hear from Cash and Chloe on this one. But what are there any specific lessons or values that you've picked up from your older siblings through football or from other sports, either on the field or in life? Like, are there anything you've learned from us, good or bad, I might add? What do you think?
I think a big thing that you learn from watching your older siblings play is like the dedication that they have, especially in football and Royal. It's a huge part of the community and like the high school experience, and watching Caleb. I mean, because Caleb went through a crazy transformation, I think, where he just put everything into football, and watching that motivation and dedication that he had, I think that inspires me. And it's like, oh, I want to be like that. And watching the influence that you guys have had on other people and the examples that you are, it's like, I want to be an example like you are, like you were to me.
Oh, sweet. Thanks a lot. No, I appreciate that. It's fun for me, and I don't know, Chase and Corbin are kind of in this a little bit of the same boat as me. So when I'm 12 years older than Chloe. So like when I graduated and moved away to go to college, go on my mission and all those things, Chloe was like 6. So we actually haven't like had maybe the same normal sibling experience where we lived under the same house, like under the same roof as for a long time. Like I've almost been back, being a teacher and a coach here for as long as, we lived at home, and probably for longer than Chloe can really remember me living at home. And definitely for Cash. I don't know if he ever remembers me living at home. But Cash, what do you think? What are some lessons you've learned from your older siblings, your brothers and your sister, from what you've seen in sports?
I don't know. I'm too young.
I think you have a pretty
Too
good
young.
coach, who taught you a lot.
Yeah, you had a good football coach this year, Chase.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess. Something like that. Okay, well, we'll let you off easy on this one tonight. We don't want you to have to put in too. We don't want you to be sweating too much tonight.
I work too hard.
Yeah. Well, Chloe, let's. We talked about your volleyball experience, but you also play golf. I am one of your golf coaches,
Yes.
which is fun for me. Especially this last year, we had a fun time. We'll get into that a little bit, but tell us a little bit about golf. Like why you started to play golf. You've only played for a few years now, but what was it that drew you to that?
I mean, you were definitely the biggest influence in that, watching you golf and wanted to spend time with you, and also my dislike for softball will be there. But I mean, golf has been so fun, and it's so fun to have you as a coach. I think, the girls' team has always been pretty small, so I have some pretty close friends that I get to play with, and golf is a completely different sport from anything else, and it's personal accountability. I really enjoy golf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's definitely true. Like golf, I don't know, a lot of other coaches of other sports don't necessarily give it a ton of value, and I understand that because it's not the most physically demanding. Like you do have to go walk 18 holes, so it's like 5 miles or so that you're walking.
Yeah.
But the mental and social aspect of it's really big. Like how long can you maintain your focus?
Yeah.
And under pressure, I think
Yeah.
it does a lot that way in the mental game. So I know a lot of, especially football wise, they encourage everybody to do wrestling and do track, and I definitely agree because there's a lot of both physical and mental lessons you get from that. But in golf, like sometimes it's tough. So this last year, like Chloe was saying, we don't have a lot of girls on our team. We had 2 girls qualify for districts or for sub districts, I think it was. Chloe and then one other girl, Molly Clefbeck, who was a senior. And so we had 2 girls and we had 2 coaches at the tournament, so we each got to walk with one of the girls. So I was with Chloe, and we walked the full 18 holes together, and it was I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a cool experience. There were some really good moments, and there were some really tough moments. Tell us a little bit about how that went. This would have been, I mean, it's been a few months now, but tell us about your experience there with sub-districts golf.
That tournament was so frustrating towards the end, because golf, I mean, you can go 3 holes where you're like, dude, this is the best I've ever played. I'm on top of the world right now. Then you play one where it's like, oh, maybe this is not my time. And it was it was the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So you played so many tournaments, and it's this new course. Just like,
Yeah,
I'm getting really tired and frustrated.
And the people in your group sometimes are kind of annoying and weird, and
Yeah.
at the end of the season it gets hotter outside.
Yeah.
It's kind of a toss-up who's weirder, the boys or the girls golf. Like you get a little bit of both on each of them. Like it's very interesting. But yeah, that tournament was a lot of fun because I think going through it, like you were cruising pretty well. You were having a really good round. I think you shot one of your better rounds. But yeah, like you said, like we just ran into that time where you kind of had like a 12 or a 13 on a hole because
Yeah.
there's like a beehive and hitting shots out of bounds and just different things, and it's like just trying to hold that together mentally. But what was cool at the end was you went on a good rally the last 3 holes. I think you either like parred or bogeyed, and then had a real, I mean, it was like a 20-footer to maybe make the cut, and I think you 2-putted, but it was a good finish overall.
Yeah.
So going into your, I guess you have your junior year of golf, and then going into your senior year, what are some goals you have for your athletics coming up?
Looking to be number one of 2 on the girls' golf team.
There we go. Yes, we need to do a little more recruiting probably.
Yeah. I mean, my goals for golf this year, just getting better, obviously, getting my scores lower.
Yeah.
Being more consistent for sure.
That's good. I have a goal for you. I need you to inspire your niece to be to like golf.
Yes.
That's what I need. So we need to get her cute golf outfits, and she can come to some tournaments and be outside. We got the next 2 years, junior and senior year, to get her maybe into it a little bit. I know she's little, but hopefully we can do something so she can be into golf. I know that would mean a lot for me. So, anyways,
outfits are a good motivation.
There we go. Yes, cute golf. We can get you guys matching golf outfits.
Yeah. I think that's one of the only reasons Chloe golfs is the outfits she can wear.
Yeah, the girls definitely care about the outfits. The boys golf team, it's all about where are we eating after. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the most important lesson learned from golf is dealing with disappointment.
Yeah.
I think that's a big lesson for the parents of high school golfers.
Yeah.
To look at your kid and just, that's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Yeah.
Thanks, Chloe, for laughing at that. I thought that was pretty good.
I don't know. Well, it sucks because you go out, you're like, you get out of school, you may be at school for a couple hours, you get in this like old crappy Suburban that the school district gave you.
Yeah.
Because we just don't. The golf team always gets the worst ones, which is fine. It's not a big deal. I think every sport claims they always get the worst ones, but sometimes for state and stuff, we got good ones. But you get in this Suburban, and you're like kind of hyped up, and you're like talking to your friends and stuff, and you're like, today's a new day, the sun is shining, like I'm ready to go. And then you just hit like freaking 5 crappy balls in a row. And you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
And then you gotta drive all the way home, and everybody, the rides home are a lot different from the rides to the course.
Yeah.
And then you gotta come home, and your parents are like, how did it go? And you're like, it was good, I shot like 120. Like, is that good? And you're like, no, it's not.
That's golf.
But
Every
you got
time I
Panda
go. I'm
Express
excited to
afterwards.
go. It's sunny outside.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Have
That-
the worst round ever, and swear I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
Home and Kate, how it was. Oh, it's great.
It's fun. That's the thing. I think that's doing high school golf because I only played my senior year and I sucked. I think the best I shot, I maybe shot under 100 one time, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I think I maybe got like a 99 once. So I was not very good, but a lot of it was that. It was my senior year. And so there's a lot of pressure of different things as you're trying to make decisions about your life and what you're going to do. And so, but it was nice to just get away and you just go walk and you're in nature and feeling of when you did hit a good shot was really big. And so I've kind of gone back to that a lot in my life when I have time to go golf because it's just something relaxing about it, you know? So I think for a lot of kids, that's what I try to preach on the golf team at least is like, hey, just enjoy like the moments, the score and all that. It's going to come together. But you got to take the little things at a time, one at a time, and enjoy being here. So, okay, Chloe, let's hear from you again. Sorry, we're getting everything from Chloe here, which is good because Caleb hardly ever contributed in these other episodes. Not necessarily true. He did a little bit, but you had to pull his teeth to do it. Chloe, why do you think small town sports, but small town football? What do you think it is about it that makes it so important to little towns like ours?
Based on like as a high schooler's perspective, I think a really big driving force for watching all my friends who do play football. I mean, just the friendships that they have and kind of the brotherhood, and I think part of that actually a little bit is uniting in their suffering together, like, oh, I don't want to go to practice today, and then the winning and all the victories that we've had and just the work that everyone puts into it, I think it builds a really strong sense of community. People like to come out, see us win, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. I do think that's a big part of it. It's funny, you probably get to hear a lot of the complaints that we as coaches don't hear. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to practice. Besides, coach is always freaking on me about stuff. And so, yeah, that's funny. No, but I agree. It's probably just that sense of community. And it's good to hear that perspective of the high schoolers. I guess you get to, be a part of a little bit of the suffering, especially of just what goes on day to day at school. I don't think that's appreciated a lot of the times of that, these kids are coming out and going to practice every single day after eating whatever the lunch was at the school that's not huge and being tired and having all their classes and, having a tough time, but still going out in there and giving it all. And I think that applies for all athletes. It's a big deal. It's fun to watch them play and see them grow. And, but it's fun for me, especially Chloe, seeing you, because you were one of obviously my little sister. So I didn't get to hold you the first day because you were in the NICU, I remember, for some breathing issues. So there was the second day you were born, I remember I got to hold you. And I had to go wash my hands, I feel like, up to my shoulders, like my whole arms before they would let me hold you. But it was pretty funny getting to do that. So it's funny to see you grow from that to being almost as tall as me and turning 17. That's weird, but just fun. So we appreciate you. Jumping on and giving us a little perspective. Do you have any, traditions or game day things that you do, either as a fan and spectator or as a player? Any superstitions or anything you have to do before every game or?
Oh, I remember I did this mostly during basketball season. Caleb is a big fan of Joe Burrow, and I remember when Joe Burrow was in the Super Bowl, he said that he would always wear one of his socks inside out, and he would have a caramel apple sucker before every game. So I was like, hey, sounds good to me. So before basketball, on the bus, I would switch one of my socks inside out, and I went to Winco with Caleb, and we got a big thing of caramel apple suckers, and I would have one on game day. That was something, a nice tradition.
It's awesome.
The caramel apple suckers, nice. That's sweet.
Did it work? Did you play better?
Don't know. I never really stopped.
I'd never seen the results, but it didn't matter. I was doing what Joe Burrow did.
Yeah, exactly. I never didn't do it, so it's not like I saw myself play worse without it.
Maybe you would have done better without it.
Yeah.
I think maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Hey, the C Team Demons, they were pretty good.
C-Team Demons.
C-Team Demons.
I must comment on Chloe's athleticism. Chloe she is like her brothers. It just naturally fluid. Her motions are very athletic. She is gifted that way. But Chloe is a girl. She is a girly girl.
Yeah.
So she definitely looks like she puts more time and effort into how she looks out there than how she performs. It is awesome.
Well, that's a lot like
Perfect.
some of her brothers too.
Yeah, certainly.
love
A
it.
couple
Corbin,
brothers
yeah,
here I
you
can
attest to
see
that.
Yeah. Yep.
something
Corbin's
about.
time to chime in.
Cash, it's Cash.
Yeah,
It's Corbin.
let's.
It's Corbin.
All right, we'll have Chloe
Look
settle
good,
the
feel
debate.
good, play good.
Which brother do you think puts more stock into their overall appearance?
Corbin.
Well, what want Chloe to say?
You know, really, I think all of you do,
Yeah,
and that's fine. It's good.
yeah.
Maybe there's a little more flash to certain things, but even Caleb's insane about what he wears and has to wear the
Yeah.
right thing.
That's because Caleb wants to wear the dumbest stuff.
Yeah,
Caleb's just like reverse.
he has to wear the oldest, crappiest tights he can.
Yes, he tries to find like the oldest stuff. That's funny. No, I mean we've talked about this. I think like I feel like my daily life. I try to just look as reasonable as possible. I'm not trying to look that good. I'm fine with the dad. I was fine with the dad aesthetic a long time before I was a dad. But like coaching wise, when you have a game, I'm like, yeah, I try to have certain stuff. Like I definitely do feel better. If you have good equipment on and stuff, whatever it might be, a good coaching poncho thing. But yeah, Chloe. So we didn't get your answer. Who do you think of all the brothers, sports wise? Let's keep it to sports. Gets the most dressed up for the games?
I don't know. I remember people saying Corbin, or I just know that brothers would make fun of Corbin for dressing up a little bit. But Cash is pretty close competition, I think. On Halloween, I went as a basketball player, and Cash got me all decked out. So I might say Cash.
Who
Cash
do you
knows.
think's the least?
The least?
Yeah.
I don't know. Caleb or Carter, maybe?
Me or Caleb? Yeah, that's probably fair as far as the least amount of
Yeah.
game day drip.
Carter had the padded half sleeve look perfected though back in the day.
Those were good.
That's
Those
true.
seriously were great. The forearm pads, because you could just forearm shiver guys, and it was cool.
It was you until it was Isaac Ellis.
Yeah, Isaac had this too. Yeah, it's a good look. I would not go back. Like
I think Henry Brown is carrying that torch, isn't he?
his aren't padded.
those
His is all flash. I hope he
it's
listens
just
to
for
this.
show.
Yeah.
There's no function to that.
His first game where he dressed for varsity, I had to be like, all right, Henry, you got to take some of that stuff off, because I think he had like a different arm sleeve on each arm and leg, and then like 3 wristbands and armbands and calf bands and visor. I'm like, Henry, you're a freshman that's not
Hey,
gonna
go
play,
give all that
dude.
stuff back to Cash.
yeah, but he did. He took some of it off. I'm like, we can find a good balance, Henry. And to Henry's credit, he did have a varsity touchdown, not in that game, but a few games later. So something about the drip must be working. He just needs to help his older brothers with that. One of them needs to get new freaking cleats. His cleats are falling apart on the field, and we're like, dude, you're the kicker. Don't you want like good cleats you can kick with? And his brothers are like, he has cleats at home, he just want to wear them. Like, oh my gosh. He's like, can we get tape? I'm like, are you injured? He's like, no, I have to tape my cleats up. Oh my gosh, dude.
A page out of Caleb's book.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. God, from Caleb.
Yeah. Pretty much. All right, well, I think we're getting pretty close here to wrapping up. This week, what do we got sports-wise? Cash, I know you have a game tomorrow. Tell us about it.
Yep. Game tomorrow in Othello.
Cash has the double headers Wednesday and Thursday.
You got Wednesday, Thursday. What's happening Thursday?
I don't know.
Okay.
You have
Yeah,
another
you
game.
know I
He
have
takes
a
it one
game.
day at a time. You may or
Who do
may
you
not
play
have a game Thursday.
Yeah.
What?
Who do you play Thursday?
I don't know.
You have
Connell
no
at
idea?
home.
Connell at home. Cool. So
Wasn't that what it was, Cash?
at Othello on the
I
road,
don't
Connell
know.
at home.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. It's gonna be big. Some big games
Yep,
for Cash.
will be.
Corbin, intramural season football's wrapped up. Are you still in any city leagues for anything else?
Yeah, we had a city league basketball game on Monday that we won by 5, but
Yeah.
no more games until tournament Saturday.
Nice. Cool.
And then the Turkey Bowl for you, Corb, is this week or is it next week?
This week on Saturday, yeah.
Saturday.
Royal
Nice.
next week on Wednesday.
Well, we look forward to hearing about it. For Royal, we play Saturday at 2 p.m. in Royal. Quarterfinal game versus Linden Christian. Should be a good one. They're a good team. This is the 3rd straight year we've played them. So the other 2 years we played in the regular season, and we've split the series. So a big one for us. Last time they came to our field, they beat us. So I think and it's playoffs. So there's big motivations for both teams. So excited for that to go down. So if you're around the Royal City area or anywhere even kind of close or anywhere and you just want to show up to the game, 2 p.m., David Nielsen Memorial Field. It's going to be a real good one. We're excited. BYU plays Arizona State. That's exciting. Any other big games this week you guys can think of?
Central plays Western
Oh,
Colorado.
that's right. Yeah, Central. We're forgetting without Caleb here. And that's on Saturday. Do you know what time?
I don't know. I think it's at 1, so it'll be noon here, I think.
Nice. It's around noon on Flow Sports, maybe.
Yep.
Nice. So go Central. Hopefully they can pull it off. Playoff game on the road. I think they got the bottom seed for their region. It's too bad Caleb's not here. We don't get to hear about it. But it sounded like it was some pretty favorable matchups for them, so they feel like they got a good shot of maybe making some noise in the playoffs. So it's amazing how fast the season goes by, and it's already that time. But that's how it goes. Cool. Well, we appreciate you guys listening. Tune in next week. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Probably something with football and something with family, because that's kind of what we do. Maybe we'll talk about Thanksgiving holiday traditions. I don't know. We'll come up with it as we go. But yeah, we appreciate Chloe being on and sharing some perspective with us. Thank you, Chloe.
Of course.
Okay. Anybody else got anything they want to share before we tune out for the week?
I think that'll do it.
Okay, awesome. This is on wherever you're listening this to. I guess leave us a review or like and subscribe or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, if this gets big. I mean, it's big enough that I've had my in-laws and somebody around town be like, "Wow, I love the podcast." I'm like, "Thanks." So does my grandma. So. But yeah, all right.
People.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.